redrawing your scenes. You are in a underground, what looks like laboratory, 40-foot wide, glowing green wires and biological matter in vats. You see opposite you two guards with their guns drawn and a single dog staring down at you. Marnius looks to his left, to his right, at all of you, goes, "We got this, right?"
Absolutely. Clang clang.
So we
Not the
now
time
move
to
on.
not the time to ask this. And this is Trey.
Mm,
Not the time to ask this, but what happens when you turn down the power to half the city?
we'll find out when it happens. Roll for initiative. Now, combat in Fabula works very differently to most other systems I've been in. And we use a group initiative. And initiative is run by doing a dex and insight check. So we choose a leader, normally the one that has the best dex and insight, and everyone else will add their strength of bond to the leader. So out of the three of you, who probably has the best dex
I
and
have a
initiative?
dex of 10 and an insight of 8.
That'd be you.
Yeah, I only have 10 and 6.
So Gurum, being the leader, will roll his, and you two will roll supporting rolls using dex and insight too.
All right, I'm going to wait for their support so I know what my math is.
There's a difficulty at 10, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 12. So
Cool. So you add
Oh.
your bond strengths. 1.
Okay, so I add my dice, then I add the bond strength.
You add your dice. If you get over 10, you add your bond strength
Okay.
to Gurum.
So I had 13, so 14.
Nope,
No,
so
I
13
get a
is your
plus
result.
one.
Yeah.
Gurum gets a +1.
Okay, got it.
So I get a
So-
plus 1 from each of them.
Yep.
That is 6 and a 3 plus 2. That's an 11.
So your initiative as a whole group is 11.
Oh.
Which means you get to go first. The way that combat works is each turn is based as a consecutive series of rounds. So your team will go first. You choose between you who gets to go first, and then the enemy team will then go. Then your team, enemy team, your team, etc. Until the end where everyone is gone, then a new turn begins. This gives a lot of flexibility, especially with the actions you have in combat, to be able to extend actions that may work from the beginning of one person's turn until the next turn they have. Or, in Gregor's case, his guarding action would stay in place until his next turn. So he could go at the top of the round and then go at the end of the round. And that is how initiative works in Fabula. So as your team now goes first, who wants to step forward and take the first turn?
I'm ranged, so I'll probably be firing off while they're closing in.
Okay.
Um,
So
I
your
have a-
actions you can choose to do. You can attack, you can guard, you can cast a spell, or you can use a skill. Those are your options.
I have multiple questions.
Yep, go for it.
Do all elemental types do a status effect damage mechanically? I was looking over at one of my things, and I was in picking a type of damage. I wanted to know if I would be shorting myself if I picked certain types.
Okay. That is another action you can do in combat situations. You can choose to use your turn to investigate the enemy, which is a double insight roll, and every double insight roll is based against a flat result. If you get a 10, you learn a little bit. If you get a 13, you learn a bit more. And if you get 15, you learn everything there is to know about the enemy. And that includes all their vulnerabilities, their HP, their MP, and what resistances and weapons they might have.
Okay. I have certain things that, for instance, I have the cheap shot, right? When you hit an enemy with a status effect, the damage increases. So if I were to use the weapon, an elemental weapon, would that, if I hit someone with that, would the damage increase because I'm hitting them with an elemental damage effect?
Damage types are flat damage. It just
Okay.
changes the type of damage you're doing.
Mhm.
So if an
Okay.
enemy is vulnerable to that type of damage, they will take double the amount of damage that you can deal.
And how does the cheap shot work with the...
Cheap shot works if a character or a NPC has a condition like shaken, weakened, stunned, poisoned, which
Gotcha.
goes with a warning shot, which is, I believe, also on your gunslinger. Yep. That's how you can chain attacks together to increase your damage.
Now, last but not least, I'm sorry. If I were to try and gauge them, right? Like you're saying, the double insight roll, is that information I can share with them? Would I be like
instant? Yeah, it's instant action. So you can gauge them. You can share that information instantly with the rest of your team at any point.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely going to. Like, my weapon's drawn because now we're all standing vertically in a line. I'm going to use my assess action for double insight. You said.
Yep. So you can choose the guard or you can choose the dog.
The dog. I got a 9.
Okay. The minimum requirement to get information is a 10.
Okay.
But you can choose to use a Fabula point to re-roll one or both of those dice to see if you can get higher.
I'll spend a Fabula.
Cool.
For both of them. I didn't roll particularly well.
Cool.
6 and 6.
So 12 success. So I'll give you a +1 because the way that this works is that would always succeed. But because there is very fixed numbers for insight rolls, we will give you a +1 to 13 and give you more information, unless you would like to use another form of opportunity, which we can come back to in a minute. So the hound, it is an Agonis hound. So it is a trained, manufactured dog by the Agonis Corporation. It has 50 HP, 25 MP. It is resistant to bolt, earth damage, but it's vulnerable to fire damage. And it has a shock attack that can deliver the shaken condition to people.
Okay. Don't bother with any earth attacks or lightning damage. Stay away from the zapping.
That's your turn.
Yep.
As you say that, the dog arches forward, head down, and charges directly at you. Now, randomized, it's looking to bite one of you, but let's see who it bites. It goes after Gregor.
Excellent. That means I don't have to do my thing where it says I can take the place of another creature that is threatened. It's just coming right at me. Bring it.
It is going to roll a bite against you.
Okay.
Now, your armor, I'm guessing, is higher than a 10.
Yes. My defense?
Yep.
Okay.
So as it tries to bite you, it manages to clip on the side of your shield that you've obviously just pulled out to stop it, and hits the floor and starts growling very lowly as a static shock starts to appear behind its head in that tail. Your turn.
I'll let somebody.
Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Trey.
I mean, mechanical dog, right? Or it's not it's not mechanical, but it's manufactured.
It's manufactured. It's a biological creation.
And if I were to like
Dog.
assess it, we established assessing something is an action, right?
And
Yes,
I
it is.
already assessed it for
And
you.
you
And
already
the
said. Well, I
assessment
was
was
looking
done.
more for like weak points, not like. But I'll
Fire.
hit it. I'll hit it. Yeah, I'll
Fire.
Yeah, I don't have fire. I have smack, so I will smack it.
You have smack. All right.
Yeah.
In this system,
Mhm.
how you attack is on your sheet where your weapons are. You have the attribute the weapon uses,
Okay.
which is the die you're going to roll.
Mhm.
Any sort of pluses come after the die roll. And the
Okay.
damage you do would be the highest roll out of those 2 dice you've rolled,
Mhm.
plus the number afterwards.
Oh,
Okay.
I get it.
So I'm rolling might and dexterity for my iron
Mhm.
knuckle. What is HR?
Highest
highest
roll,
roll.
on
Oh!
one of those 2 dice.
Duh. Okay, then +6. Okay.
So just,
Now I'm assuming like hitting it. I'm hitting it with one hit. It's not like a 1-2, right?
You can choose to use both your fists to fight with both hits, but by doing that, you forgo the highest roll. You only do the straight damage that it says is a plus.
I'm gonna do one fist for now, just to see how hard I can hit it. If it
Cool.
does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna test the waters.
so the damage is built right into the to hit roll.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I dig.
Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so D8 plus a D10. And I'm just doing one. So I got a 5 and a 7.
So you're rolling against a defense basically of 12 is what you're
Alright.
rolling. So you add those 2 together to get through defense,
Uh-huh.
and then the highest roll, which is a 7,
Mm-hmm.
would be plus that number in the second bracket where it
7
says
plus
high
6.
roll plus. So you'll be doing 13 damage.
Okay.
All of that goes through.
Okay.
This thing doesn't have any armor. You basically hit into a fleshy mass into the side of it and watch this dog sort of take a sidestep as you do some damage to the side of it and feel a bone start to crack in its rib.
I don't want to fight the dog.
Back to their turn.
So I was
One of
like,
the guards
sorry.
pulls up his gun, takes aim, and takes a shot. This time, it goes against Trey, who's just hit a dog. Yeah?
Can I crossfire? How does that work?
Ah. So your crossfire, which is a skill you can use
Yeah.
whenever anyone makes a ranged attack, if you read as it says on your sheet,
It says if you see a creature perform a ranged attack, you may spend MP equal to it to. It said cancel. I didn't know if there was more to it.
okay. So in the book, obviously, the characters themselves all have their own skills.
Mhm.
With the sharpshooter, they have a skill which is called crossfire. And basically, you would be spending his accuracy check worth of MP to shoot that bullet out of the air.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So he takes a shot at Trey. You are going to use your ability to try and shoot that out of the air.
Yep.
So you would have to spend, and he's going to take the shot now.
Okay.
Luckily enough, only 7 MP to shoot that bullet out of the air. Are you
Okay.
doing so?
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
as this bullet starts to come out of the gun to shred towards Trey, what does Gurum do? How does it look?
I probably, like I said, like we went into combat, so I already got my shields and handgun out, my old service pistol. So yeah, I'm probably just like brace it with the shield and just.
And as we hear this gunshot go out, we see Gurums take this shot and then a ting of metal as these bullets hit each other and just fall on the floor in front of the party. Back to your turn.
Nice.
which is Gregor, I believe, is up.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is now. This skill protect. Protect. You can take the place of another creature. Is that something I do as a reaction, or is that something I actually? How does that work?
You can do that as a reaction
Okay.
at any point. So you
Okay,
can literally
so-
jump in the way once per
So-
turn of someone else getting attacked.
So I don't have to use my action. Okay. Well then, my action is going to be to pound this dog.
Go for it.
All right.
That poor dog.
So you are using your twin shields.
Yep.
Which, because you have a dual shield breaker skill, you use these as a single weapon. So roll me the double might roll that is required to hit this dog.
All right. 8 and 9 is a 17. Plus 1 is 18.
Yep, and then so your highest roll plus what damage number?
9 plus 5 is 14.
So you do 14 damage to this dog as a shield comes cracking down on the back of its neck. And as this happens, the other guard takes aim to take a shot too. And this one is going after Gurren, who just shot a bullet out of the air.
I would like to take the place of that creature that's threatened by attack.
So you jump in the way to do a protect.
I shoot a bullet out of the air. He jumps in front of the bullet. Like,
That's amazing. We're a good team.
So as you do so, the bullet flies towards you. Gurren sees this bullet coming towards him. He's just spent some of his magic to be able to shoot one out of the air. And out of nowhere, Gregor just appears in front with this shield up. And you hear ding as the bullet hits your armor and just falls to the floor.
Nice.
As this happens, a door that you guys didn't really notice before behind the vat opens on the right hand side of the hall. Marnius looks at all of you and goes, "You guys got this. I'm gonna go take care of that," and starts running for the door. And as he passes through the light of the door, which seems to be glowing a sort of different color than the rest of the room, the door slowly shuts behind him and locks. Back to the top of the round.
They are not paying me enough for this.
Yeah. All right.
focus, Blue. Focus.
Who's
Yeah,
going
we got
first?
a bigger problem.
Do we just decide who goes first again?
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
Go ahead,
it's,
old
it's
man.
between your team, whoever goes first.
I went first last time. Let's let Gregor go first this time.
All right. He's going to take another crack at that dog just to knock it
Go
out
for it.
out of combat.
Yeah, poor dog.
Can we?
Fabulous plot twist. The dog is actually friendly to me, and like I adopt it. Like,
As GM, I'm gonna say no.
damn it.
It's a 15, the highest roll.
That definitely hits.
So,
So you
8,
do
8 plus 5 is 13.
13 damage as you come down once again on this dog. You seem to be moving at superhuman speed, jumping in front of bullets and coming back and hitting a dog.
I imagine that he just stuck his shield out. Just like,
Yeah.
leaned
Yeah.
over, bing, comes back.
This is the
On your left.
so you hit this dog and it's starting to look very rough.
I
In
get it.
Fabula, I would say
rough.
that
Ah.
in Fabula, combat scenes are not driven by distances and 5-foot movements and stuff like that. If you've ever played a JRPG and you have that battle screen come up, you all of a sudden see this character dart across the screen, hit
Yeah.
someone, dart back. Exactly the same thing happens in this. There is no restrictions on your movement. There is no restrictions on how you want to fight. You can even shout weapon attacks when you do your attacks. It is down to you.
Nice.
The only things that come into play is if you have airborne attackers are immune to certain types of weaponry. That's it. But everything else is yours to describe how the scene goes. So as this dog has been hit, it starts to flash with an electrical surge and tries to lash out as like a final throw. And it lashes straight out at Gurren.
I'd like to intervene.
Cool. So as you jump in, that you put your shield in front once again to
Yep.
try and stop this happening. And
Interpose.
Yeah.
an 8, I don't think hits your armor,
Nope.
Oh.
12.
your defense. Now, as he's just tried to hit you with an 8, what skill have you also got, Gregor?
Counterattack.
You,
It's
you
an
have
even number.
counterattack. It's an even number. So you can now do a free attack back to the dog.
I will do so.
Go for it.
That is 8, and 8 is a 16.
That is a crit as well. So you come down on this dog. Explain how you get rid of this dog.
I imagine that
Give it a
he
treat
is...
and take it home.
No. Gregor comes down with a shield and just severs the head.
This
Oh my
dog just
god!
Pulls
just
it up.
hits the floor. This dog is laying on the floor, and instead of red, you see this blue ichor start to flow from its neck as the head hits the floor, and this static that was in its tail starts to dissipate and it hits. The two guards look up and go, "Ah!" and start firing randomly at you. First one starts to fire at Trey,
I can't do anything.
and
Yeah, it's fine.
unfortunately for him, he fumbles
Oh!
and starts to shoot across. He manages to hit his partner in the hand and blow his gun out of his hand.
Oh!
Back to your turn.
That's what we get.
I assume that I can only do that protect once a round, I mean.
Yes,
Mhm.
until your next turn. And the same with counter can be done as many times as someone targets you.
All right, counterattack can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to go, Atlas? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
You go.
I'm actually gonna run up and instead of like taking on his face, I'm actually gonna try and like, can I? In some games, you can do like a targeted attack type thing. Is that a thing in this where I can be like, yeah,
you
I'm
are just-
aiming to like break his elbows or?
It's a straight attack in this game, unless you are a sharpshooter with warning shot that can choose to do status effects.
That's fine. I will go for the guy that still has his gun.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, and I'm gonna just do one fist for now,
Go for it.
mainly because I don't know what his armor is. Okay. All right, D8 and D10. 7 and a 6.
7 and a 6. You get through his armor.
Oh, sweet. And then so it's 7 plus 6, which is the
13 points. Of,
13. I don't math, y'all.
yeah, 13 points of damage if it's the high roll
Alright.
plus 6.
Yep. Mhm.
Yep. So you do 13 points of damage to this guy as your fist goes straight at him. Whereabouts were you punching him?
Let's go like liver, kidney, just sucker punch
So
him.
he
like,
he takes it to the side, and you see this
Yeah.
whole body start to shrivel to one side as he takes the punch to the side. And the other guy, who's literally just dropped his gun, turns around, looks at you, and goes, and tries to fumble to pick his gun back up. Back to your turn.
All right. What sort of status effects can I apply with a warning shot?
With your warning shot, you have the ability of applying Shaken. You have the ability of applying... It's... Shaken... or Slow.
Slow. What do either one of those do?
Shaken takes down people's willpower by 1 step on their die level,
Okay.
and Slow takes down their dex by 1 step on their die.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a slow.
Cool.
So I make my shot, and instead of damage, if I succeed,
You're aiming for
it'll-
like leg
think-
sort of area to slow this guy down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, if I lower his dex, I figure that'll impair his ability to shoot at people. Should he get that weapon back? 6 and 5, but I get a +1 because of my marksman.
So 12.
That is a 12.
You beat it by 1, so he takes the slowed condition as he takes a bullet straight across the calf, and you see him start to struggle a little bit to get to his feet. Now he's picked up his gun.
All right.
Back to the top of the round. And you have a numbers advantage now.
All right. I think Trey should get to go first this time, since then we'll all have gotten to go.
Okay, I'm actually gonna use both Iron Knuckles. Same guy,
Yeah.
but I'm going for his face this time.
Cool.
So
Double punch face.
Yes, double punch face. And I don't do the high roll plus 6 on this, right?
Nope.
Just the 2 rolls.
Just the 2 rolls.
Okay. So I did this all sorts of wrong. Hang on. I rolled both 8s first. Hang on. 8 and the 10 first together. Do this right, Atlas. All right. So a 6 and a 7 for that one.
Cool. You only need to roll 1 attack when you're attacking with
Oh!
2 weapons of the same type.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
You are a Fury.
Yes.
As a Fury, when you attack, you can do... so your Frenzy would always give you a critical success on any double. But you haven't rolled a double in this one.
No.
But you hit with both.
Yes.
And he takes the flat +6 on both of those iron knuckles straight to the face as he starts to bleed profusely from his nose. And as he does that, he tries to swing his gun back at you.
Oh.
And he swings back on a 6 to try and hit you against your
Okay.
defense.
Let me see if I can find my defense. The one thing I haven't looked at in this whole thing. Guys, where's that on the sheet?
It's underneath your attributes.
Oh,
There's a
11.
block. Yeah.
Yep. You literally one-handed just bat his gun away.
So
Back to
does
your
that mean he missed or
Your defense characteristic, you can take it one of 2 ways. You can either take it that your defense is that high that when he's attacked, you've been able to just go, no, and parry him away, or take it like a shield like Gregor, or you are that lethal that you can literally just dodge out of the way.
so
of him.
would counterattack count in this minute?
Did he roll an even?
Yeah, he rolled a 6.
Did he?
Then your counterattack works, and you can straight away go to attack him for a free
I-
attack.
Do want to hit him in the face again.
Go for it.
You hear the difference? No, let's not hurt the dog. Let's not hurt the dog. Fuck this guy in his face.
Punch the dude in the face.
Punch him in the
That-
face.
He deserves a punch in the face.
I mean, seriously, why would you
3.
put a dog? 7 and a 7.
So you critically hit this guy in the face.
Yes.
Are you doing both fists or just one?
I was doing both. If that's okay for a
Cool.
counterattack, can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of your free attack. You can use both to punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So as you strike, you do your normal damage, plus you have an opportunity. So you can either choose to carry that forward as a +4, or you can choose to use that to find something out, maybe a plot twist, maybe find some information, a lost item for the guy, something like that. What do
I'm
you
gonna
want
go
to do?
for information.
So, as you do that, you spot a useful clue or detail. So you hit this guy, and as he's starting to turn, you see behind him basically a sign that seems to be stuck up on the wall.
Mhm.
And the sign says Experimental Test Lab. Agonis 004.
Okay.
Back to your turn. So it's Gregor or Gurum.
Go
No,
ahead, Gregor.
Gurum's already gone. Gregor's
Yeah, it's
turn.
Gregor.
Oh, that's right.
You want to sit?
Gregor will charge up to the one that is. There was one that still has his gun. Or
Yeah, one that's got his gun that's been punched in the face 4 times.
Right, and then the other guy is still up.
And
then
the
he
other guy is trying to get up with his gun, yeah.
Okay, not today. Wham! I make that roll.
Yep.
13.
You hit,
8 to 4. So that's going to be 13 levels of damage. 13 points of damage.
and he takes this shield to the face again. I'm guessing this guy is also getting face hit. And he's stumbling around. He's looking a bit like, oh, okay. I mean, if you could call status effects, this would be shaken. This guy is now out of it a little bit. But, so we've done all 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
We've done the 2 dudes. We're going back to the top of the round.
Let's our melee people go first, since you guys are up there.
Go
I'm
ahead,
just going
Trey.
back a bit.
Okay.
Punch
I feel so bad for him, but not really. I'm just gonna keep going at him. Like, yeah,
Cool.
one,
Do
one,
it.
two. Let's do it. All right. Roll this correctly. It's a 6 and a 5.
So this guy, he's going down because I know how much damage you can do. How's he going down?
Just old school. I think I'm gonna uppercut him unconscious, just like up right through the
This
jaw,
guy, yeah, you
break his
hit
neck.
him
You know,
hard enough that
That's
he
the-
seems to just come off the floor by about 5 inches
yeah.
and just slowly hit the back of the as he goes down.
Awesome.
The other dude, now up with his gun, slightly confused by being hit in the face with the shield, sort of looks straight at you, Gregor, and goes, "Ah!" and starts trying to shoot at you from point blank range
Okay.
Oh.
because you're right in front of him.
I'm the
And
target.
he rolled an 8.
Nope. Ting.
And what can you do if he rolls an even?
If it rolls an even, I can counterattack.
Yes,
And I
you
will
can.
do so.
Go for it.
Hey, how'd you like that shield to the face, buddy? Pong.
Not great.
Not again. Not
Hear the
again.
ding. I flinch.
No,
Look
again,
behind
please
me.
no,
It's like,
please no.
oh.
Stop.
I got a 10, a 5, and a 4.
You
Plus 1.
hit him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
you do
That's
5
10 levels,
plus-
10 points of damage.
You do 10 points of damage to this guy. He is not looking in the best shape right now. And it's still your turn. Because Gurum or Gregor gets to go.
Yeah, because the counterattack.
That counterattack.
Let's counterattack.
So now it's your turn.
I will smash him again.
So he's now looking at his gun going,
Team smash and bash.
2 10s. I got double 10s.
Hey,
So it's a
oh, this is
21.
a crit success. So you can choose to use an opportunity, but you will do a lot of damage with this as well.
Okay.
So your opportunity, what would you like? Would you like to take a +4 forward? Would you like to create information, a plot twist, have him lose an item in battle? What would you like to do?
You know what? Something that's important. He probably has a key card or something on him. Let's make him lose something like that. Not hit him so hard he knocked his
Cool.
something up.
Oh, yeah.
So as you hit him, yeah, you see this flash of silver and yellow fall from the inside of his jacket and hit the floor.
Hey, that looks good. Can I pick it up?
And Gurum's turn.
Oh, it's Graham, sure.
He's still up.
He's still up.
Wow.
Cheap shot.
So he's slowed.
That's 9 and 2. That's an 11 plus 1 for my marksman, so a 12.
Hits. So how much damage do you do?
So that's 9 plus 8, right? Yep, 8. That's 17 plus I don't know what the cheap shot does.
So your cheap shot, as you hit him and he has 1 status effect on him currently, you do... Sorry about this.
Very good.
I have to keep flipping over. Yeah, it's a rogue ability.
Yep.
Because rogues are little sneaky ones.
Yep.
So you have how many skill levels in cheap shot?
How many skill levels in cheap shot? 1.
Plus the number of status effects, so +2 damage.
All right. So that's 19 altogether.
So
Ooh.
how do you overkill this guy?
Oh.
Probably just a clean shot to his head. Like I'm not trying to. I'd probably just like
So
cheap shot, blam.
he stood there and he's standing there with his gun and he's shaking back and forth from being hit in the face with a shield, and all of a sudden you see a hole just appear in the top of his head in front of Gregor, and he sort of looks, glazes, and starts to fall. And you guys have won.
Trey kind of like kicks the body that she took out with her toe for a second, looks over at the one he just shot and goes, 1, 2, kind of implying only one of her took down one and it took 2 of them to take down the other one.
I think Gregor basically took down that dog as well.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
My beef is isn't with him though.
So what
I just
are you...
she does that, and I just look at her, and I just be like, and I look over towards like where the bullet went scattering off that I shot out of the air for. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue. I was busy covering your ass.
Appreciate it. So,
Hey, got a key card. He picks it up.
hey, perfect. Does anybody see that? She just points behind her to the sign on the wall. So, power plant / experimental
Yeah.
Do any of these? Because you said there was like little vats or something like that.
Mhm.
Do any of them have like consoles attached to them?
There is a main console attached to what looks like 4, and then on the other side of the room, another main console that seems to attach to 4
Can
as well.
I go tinker around with that to see if I can find any information?
You can have a look, but most of these would obviously biometrics to be able to
Mm.
access. Agonis is pretty good at keeping their stuff pretty secure.
I'll still take a look.
Okay, so to do so, I would require a double insight to be able to see, and this is going to be a hard check of a 15.
All right.
My check consists of walking up to
Oh,
it and tapping the
Can
glass
I
with my iron knuckle.
can I spend a Fabula point to assist him?
Oh.
Yeah, you can invoke a bond to give him a straight plus without having to do a test.
That would just be a +1. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so a Fabula point spent to be able to give you a +1, Connor.
I only got an 11 with that +1.
Ah, well, it was
So-
worth a shot.
As you go through, you start to see the screen start to flash up saying ID required, ID required, ID required. And you do see little hints of files behind it. Obviously on a screen that seems to be locked but has access, and you see a couple of little things, like one saying testing prototype, one saying prototype 5, one saying hound prototype, all around it, but you can't get into any of it.
So, just because this is the kind of person she is, does Trey see that, like him trying to do that and like the like ID required thing?
Yeah.
Like that's visible. I'm gonna
It's-
drag the non-bullet hole body over to the console and see if his biometrics scan anything.
I just see her dragging like holding his hand.
You put this hand up there, obviously gloved off, tries
Yeah.
to slap it, and you're basically slapping like a wet hand
Yeah.
on a console. You would believe that maybe a scientist or an engineer that probably
Okay.
works at the plant would be needed to
She-
ID, not just a guard.
She flops it on a few times and looks at the others, just like it's worth a try. Like,
I get you.
Gregor's so sweet. He's like, no, I get you. Like,
I get
wrong, but I get you.
We should
As
probably get
you
it.
are hearing this slap of wet skin on metal, uh, you hear the door start to slide open, and out walks Marnius.
Wait. Oh, that door. Okay.
That door. Out walks Marnius. He's got a cut above his eye, and he's got a little bit of blood coming down his face. And next to him is a 3 foot, maybe 3.5 foot tall guy in a what looks like a black cloak. Walk out next to him, and he goes, "Ah, see, you managed to finish the guys off yourselves. That's cool. I had issues to deal with myself as well."
Yeah. I'm sure you did.
I like how all three of us are just like,
All of us do the squinty squint.
yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to save Gizmo, and he
I-
points down at the
I
guy
get
next
it.
to him.
Oh, okay.
I get it.
But I mean, now we've got him. We can get on with what we need to do in this place.
So
Which is
Gizmo,
shutting down
you
a power
do,
plant.
You do that
Yeah, it's
powers
the
half
power.
the city.
It doesn't power half the city. It powers some of the city. I
Some
mean,
of
they've
the
got like
city.
5 reactors across the city, and this is just one of them.
But what about that? He points to the sign that Trey found.
Oh, well, you'd think that some corporations wouldn't use a single site for doing multiple things at once.
I don't know.
None of it matters. Let's get on with our objective and get this over.
It slightly matters.
What, are we going to
You-
back out now?
No, but like
Stop being naive. We got things to do.
Excuse me?
Gregor stands in between both of them, blocks the field of view. We should probably go.
As you say that, Gizmo takes a couple of steps forward, and from under this cloak, you see a set of hands start to come out, and both of them have scales that run up the fingers,
Yeah.
and it's holding what looks like a little parcel. And Gizmo looks up, and you just hear this voice say, "This is to help with the bomb. This is the bomb. This is the bomb. I think. Am I right, Marnius?"
What?
And Marnius goes, "Yes, Gizmo, you're right."
Oh,
Mind
I
you.
understand
Back
now.
up.
I know. I'm still holding the guard's hand when this is all happening. She just kind of drops it and sidesteps slightly behind Gregor.
Gregor steps.
It's
Gregor steps forward. I'll get it. He grabs the box, tucks it
there you
away.
go. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah. Take it.
I got it.
It's I made it myself. It was really good. It'll really help you.
Okay, I believe you. Let's go.
Amanius goes, "Gizmo's good at his job. Like everything's fine. You will be absolutely fine. We just have to set it, and then we have to leave."
Back
Okay.
a bit more.
So we
got
need
you.
to get
Go.
heading. And he sort
Let's
of
go.
points to the other door that the guards came from, and
All right,
we're looking that way.
let's go blow things up.
As we do so, we once again zoom out, and this time we see a small glass eye in the corner of the room, once again blinking. And we come back to a silhouetted figure looking over a screen, just watching you guys leave the room. Ah, seems like they're getting quite far this time. Wonder what other tests they can overcome in this place. Hey, you sure it's ready? You hear a voice from the other side. Yes, it's definitely ready. They'll have plenty of fun. Good. Everyone take a Fabula point, and back to you guys.
Awesome.
I feel like this man's concept of fun
Are you getting triggered? I'm getting
a little
triggered.
bit. A little bit.
So, you are now walking down a hallway which seems to have a lot more cabling attached, strumming along the tops of the ceilings. You're walking. Who's going first?
Gregor will go
The guy
first.
with the bomb.
I assume
Gregor's going
Minius
first.
was leading the way since he has been leading every
Marnius,
time.
seeing Gregor sort of take lead with this bomb, sort of stays quite close behind him.
I'm
but isn't-
behind Minius.
Cool.
Still don't
Gizmo's
trust him.
sort of hanging around a little bit, but he seems to be very wary about going forward.
Well, if like Gregor's kind of like leading the charge, Minius up there. On the flip side now, Garum will bring up the rear and keep an eye out behind because we've made plenty of noise. So it stands to reason people will be showing up.
Yeah.
So
Touching all the
as-
tubes and the walls as I walk.
So as you're walking, Gizmo standing next to Trey starts going, "Hey, so where do you come from?"
Can I make south side?
"You come from the south side." "Oh, cool. I come from very far away. I'm here, and I got these things. These are really cool. I got these shiny rocks." And he starts pulling out a couple of rocks from inside of his cloak.
Those are cool.
And
Trey's 100% like, no, those are cool. Like,
you look at them and you see they're glowing very faintly. One of them's glowing red. One of them is glowing green. And he goes, do you want them? If you like them, do you want them?"
yeah, sure. What if they do? I just hold my hands out.
And he goes, "Well, I'm not going to, I can't just give them to you for free. I mean, they're going to cost you something.
Like getting
Did you
your ass
have
out
it-
of this
yeah.
factory?
I mean, I can get it myself out of this factory. It's fine. But, if you want these shiny rocks, I'll give them to you. Just, it'll cost you 20.
20 what? No. I don't know what they do.
Come
What do they do?
Well, I got told they were magic rocks."
Mm.
And he sort of looks one to the other and goes, "This one burns people, and this one does something with wind, I think."
I like
are the
reach.
are the Zenith like is it paper
Is it
money?
coin?
Is it coins? What is it?
You can have coin in small denominations, paper in big denominations.
Does 20 count as a big like?
20 sort of your standard, like
I don't even.
$10, $5.
I
just
swat your hand away. I just bam. I pull out the 20 and I give it to him.
And he goes, oh, cool, cool. You can have one. Which one do you want? The red one or the green one?
Red one.
So he gives you the red crystal.
Okay.
And he's holding this green one. Anyone else want the green one?
I just hand him the 20,
He gives you the green crystal.
and I take it, and I go up and like stash it in Gregor's like pocket, whatever.
What are you doing there, friend?
These are known across the system as magic stones. And each one can be used as a thrown weapon that deals direct elemental damage. These ones do a flat 10 damage of the green one is air and the red one is fire.
Okay.
They can be used as an action like you would do a normal attack. And they do not cost you an inventory point, which is another system we haven't used yet.
Okay.
If anyone is injured, down on MP, or has any other problems, they can use inventory points to heal themselves, to gain MP back, or to get rid of status effects.
Ah, nice.
Cool. Okay.
Each inventory point for the rogue in the group, which is Gurum, has 8 inventory points. For Trey and Gregor, you have 6 inventory points. If you use 2, you can get rid of a status effect. If you use 3, you can either heal 50 HP or heal 50 MP if you're using magic. And that is how inventory points work in this system.
Nice.
And they can be refilled at any vendor for 10 zenny an inventory point. So I thought I'd let you know that now, just in case you might want to use anything.
That might come in handy soon.
Just slightly.
So, as you are walking down this corridor, you hear surges of electricity, surges of a power that seems to come from in front of you. And Marnius starts to sort of say, oh, well, we're getting closer, we're going to be here soon. And we'll have to set the charge, and then we'll have to go. I think the timer on it's 20 minutes. We can get out of here in 20 minutes. Gizmo can help us out with that. It's fine.
All right.
So, I'm going to sort of stay back a bit, make sure I'm covering your rear. I'm trained. I've got my bionic legs. I can make sure that everything is secure. Gizmo's going to take the lock system and make sure everything is safe and secure for you guys so that you don't have to worry about camera systems. We're going to make it down there fine. We're going to get all right. Everyone all right with that?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Just point me where I'm supposed to go.
Awesome. You're right there, guy? And he points at Gurum.
Let's just get this over with.
Awesome. So as you start to walk through, you come to an open area that's filled with ladders, pipe work, and it seems to spiral down. And at the bottom, you can see this glowing green liquid that's underneath a platform. And you can see all the pipework seems to be flowing from up there. Now, because you guys don't know this very well, you're going to have to try and figure out a way to get down. There are ladders. It seems like some of them can be moved. There are pipework. There's even ducting, which seem to have an access port for a keycard that can be used.
We have one of those.
So, how would you like to approach the descent down?
Let's do the key card pull thing. Ching.
Cool. So you use this key card on this duct, and this vent opens up, and you see that it seems to be sort of like a air vent that has a slow decline, but it seems as you look on the outside, it tracks throughout the hole with little air holes, and there's ways to get down and slowly make your way to the bottom. To be able to do so, I'm going to need a group check to make sure that no one slips while in the ductwork.
Better question: can everyone fit in that?
Yeah.
It's about for the air circulation in this place.
Okay.
The ducting would have to be 4 foot tall, about 3 foot wide, because it's a large air circulation is required to make sure this place stays cool.
It'll be a tight fit.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like,
Be a tight fit for super armored Gregor there.
I'll go first, and that way, if I don't fall, if you fall, I'll stop you. Besides, I got the bomb. It'll be fine. What could go wrong?
How clear a line of sight do we have to the bottom where they're going?
You could look through and see right to the bottom. I mean, obviously, you're not going to have, unless you've got some form of binoculars or a telescope, you're not going to see like the exact detailing at the bottom, but you can see the base plate. You can see this sort of circular reactor sitting there whirring away.
Well, as a sharpshooter, part of me is wondering if I would be better on Overwatch up here while you guys go down.
I mean, I would say from where you are, the distance of around about 100 meters, your pistol would not be fully in range just in case anything did happen. You'd probably have to get within 50.
All right.
So you'd have to go about halfway down.
Yeah. Okay. That works. That works. So we have to do a group check. What sort of group check is it?
If someone wants to describe how they're going to approach it, obviously there can be a leader, and then everyone else can sort of describe their approaches to how you're going to get down.
I'll happily muscle it.
So you want to use
happily muscle.
Oh, are you gonna like do the cool wall walk thing?
Except I'm just pressing out because all he's doing is flexing his
Yeah,
shoulders.
he's just flexing his
yeah,
back.
he's just like,
watch my
Stefan,
triceps just crush.
yeah.
Stefan, it's called role playing. Can you try to imagine something other than your real life? We know how you walk through corridors, okay?
Stefan giving directions to anyone. Yeah, it's over there.
Stefan's there.
Let me
go down.
Let me open my book.
I'll get the door for you. There you go.
I got some change in my pocket.
Oh.
Oh man.
Good times.
So yeah, do we roll what is our assist what he's rolling?
Your assist can be how you wish to approach it. So if
Question.
he's approaching it,
He's leading. Does that mean he has to go first?
if he's leading, he doesn't have to go first.
'Cause I
Someone
really
could
don't
probably,
think he should go first with him carrying the bomb.
someone could scout the ductwork, make sure that it's clear, and use a different attribute to be able to roll their check to try and help him. That's the sort of thing this game allows you to do. You can explain to me that you might want to use your dex and insight to be able to go, I've been in tight spaces like this before, I know how to get through it. And you're using that, and you're being the forward.
I think
scouting.
the guy with the bomb should go first because we don't want a bomb going off behind us.
That's fair.
Minus goes, hey, we don't have time. Like, things are going to start moving soon. Like, we need to get going.
I just look at him like, shut the fuck up.
I'm paying you guys.
And he's got a bomb on him.
Yeah, I know it's safe. That's why I'm standing here fine.
All right.
I'm going to... Can I use a double insight to kind of help him know where, like, the turns, whatnot, are going to be?
Yep,
like,
plot the
because
route.
I was just
Yeah.
getting out. So I'll
Yeah,
be
you can
like,
plot the
okay,
route.
you're going to go down here, you're going to do this. So that's how I will aid.
Cool.
10.
I'm gonna-
Actually, double fives.
So, yeah, you aid. That's 10. You have to get sixes, double sixes and above to get a critical
Okay,
success.
cool.
I'm gonna go behind him, and I think I'm gonna use Dex and Insight to kind of like make sure his shields don't fucking catch on anything. Kind of like,
Nice.
you know.
Like
Like,
a train.
watch from behind
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, like, if he goes to clip something, just like, whoop, hang on. Like, yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
go for it.
Dex and Insight, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a D10 and D6. Let's see. A 4 and an 8.
12. You give him a +1 for your bond strength. Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Sweet. So it's your turn now. Let's see if Gregor can make it down.
I got a 17 plus 2 is 19.
Oh, Gregor is sliding down this ductwork. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Whee!
You two sort of like, you two are starting doing your bits and trying to help him through, and Gregor's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. He's
just,
basically,
it's a luge. He just
Yeah.
puts
It's like a
down
water
his
park.
shield.
his shields went out as soon as he got in the duct. Went, see you guys later, and just jumped and just went.
All right.
So you slowly but surely, you eagerly, I say, luging down the ductwork all the way to the bottom. Obviously, at some point, Gurm
I will
pitches off.
I will definitely about halfway down.
Yep.
I'm sure I know the range on my pistol pretty well, so I wanna be comfortably within range. I don't want to be pushing
Cool.
it,
Cool.
but I do want to have some overwatch.
Yeah.
And also, if people pop up there, I want to be able.
So
Nice.
you come out of a vent about halfway down, and you sort of find yourself a little scaffolding ledge. It's like grated flooring, a bit of a fence on the edge, like a safety barrier, and you're standing there going, okay, I'm set up here. I'm good. I'm keeping watch on what's happening. You two manage to make it to the bottom. And as you make it to the bottom, you sort of come out of this duct using the key card right at the end. I'm going to say there's a little slot once again. And it opens, you come out, and you see, basically, it's about 30 foot wide. It's a octagonal grated area, and it has safety railings that run the entire length of it. A stairwell leads to one side to a place that you guys haven't come from, and just sort of looking at it a bit like, well, we don't know where that is. We've come down already. And to the other side, you see a dome structure, a little glass window at the front, and it's whirring away with a greenish glow coming from inside that glass. It has a big circular, like a submarine hatch on the front of it, which is keeping it closed. And now you're down the bottom. What do you do?
Probably should have asked where we're supposed to put this thing before we came down.
Probably.
Let's say you look up and you see Marnius has seemed to sort of like, he's about 75 meters up. He's managed to sort of find a place just above Gurm, and he's sort of keeping watch. And this time you look up, you see he's got a rifle. So he has
nice.
a bigger gun out, and he's sort of peering over and he's looking, and he's keeping watch as well. But I mean, roll me a double insight if you wish to have a bit more information in the area.
Yep.
Can
And
she
Gregor can do
lead?
this
And
as well. Yeah, either
and
or.
I'll
You can
help?
either do it as a group or you can do it as an individual.
Yeah, so I'll see if I can give you a bond.
I got
yeah.
a fat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I would have given you a bond. I rolled a 13.
Okay. Yeah. I say I rolled a 5 and a 6. So
So you got 12.
+1.
Yeah, so a
What's the
5 and
bond?
6 is 11 plus 1.
Yeah.
So you got
I math.
12.
I math.
So you look around and you basically, like, the big dome structure that's glowing and whirring away seems like the most important part of this structure. Seems like the place where, things might be pumping energy from.
Yeah.
You, underneath the platform you're on, you do see like a greenish flowing liquid, it looks like, but it doesn't seem to have any mass. It seems to just be flowing around the circle, but up and down at the same time.
The platform that we're on, can we see underneath it? Like if we were to stick our heads over the side, or is it just is it solid?
You look down and you see about 20-30 foot's worth of metalwork, but you can't see anything further because the green seems to haze over the area underneath the platform. as if it's moving, as if it's breathing.
I get up off the ground. I just like shake my hands. I'm like, yeah, I don't like this. I just yeah, I don't like this. And I look around and I kind of point out what I see to Gregor, and just kind of like, I would assume we need to explode the big shiny thing.
It seems like
And I just look up again, like, y'all coming down? I
Marnie
don't say
shouts
it, but
down,
I'm like,
"What's the hold up?"
so Gregor
can
will
I
pull
hit
the
him?
thing out and put it on the thing near the dome thing.
As you start to do so, you hear a voice seem to come through the area. "Welcome, all of you. I'm glad you finally made it down.
Hi.
We have been watching you since the train, and we're very excited to have some new playthings for some tests we have running. I'm guessing those competitors at Atlas Incorporation had an issue with us." And you sort of see Marnia start to twitch and look around.
Look,
But
buddy,
don't
your guess
worry.
is as good as mine. I don't know. I'm just here to put this down, and he puts it down where he's supposed to put it down, and steps back.
You hear the voice go, we can't let you do that.
But
You're
I just
going to
did.
have to play with something first." And you
Okay.
hear this metal start to scrape above you as you start to see what looks like the pipework uncoil itself
Oh!
as 8 legs start to unwrap from the wall.
Yeah, we
Trey
didn't-
walks out. She's done.
Then we didn't
And-
take the pipework down.
Behind you on the platform lands this 8-legged, 15-foot tall robot arachnid
No. Mm-mm.
that starts to whir and hiss, and a little visor pops out and starts to scan around it.
All right, get behind me.